What's up, you guys? I am here with my amazing boyfriend, George.
What's up, guys?
Okay, so a lot of you guys have actually been asking me questions, just random ones about fashion and maybe any tips I have or my thoughts on it. But instead of me answering them, I feel that since he's been in fashion and just more passionate about it longer, that he would have maybe a broader perspective of everything that's going on, especially because he's very much into the street world, hip-hop, more industry side of fashion, and knows a lot about that too. So I wanted to throw a little bit of his thoughts in.
Yeah, I'm ready. Let's go.
Okay, so the first question I have for you is, how do you make an item that you know for sure is going to sell?
So to make an item that you know will sell for sure, it's actually a very personal experience for me, because I go based on the things that I personally love and I would see myself wearing in public and feeling really, really confident in front of others. So I think of all the things that are already out there, whether it's trends or fashions that you really look up to, but mixing it with my own taste, something that I know I would wear, because I'm at the age where I would say I'm at the age where I could influence a lot of people, especially people my age and even younger than me. So what I wear, people already want to wear. So I know that some of you guys have some really unique ideas that you would feel really confident wearing out there, and you know that people would love. So make that, whatever you have in mind, whatever you would feel really comfortable wearing and you know it's dope and you feel really good once you put it on, that's what's gonna sell.
When I previously talked to you, when we were talking in private, when I asked you the same question, you were telling me that it's all about staying ahead of the curve. So I want to ask you, how do you stay ahead of the curve? Like, what's a couple tips that you could give them that would give them a little bit more advice on if they're trying to stay ahead and kind of meet up with the trends while they're happening?
Right. So stay ahead of the curve. I feel like the number one tip for me is, like in any industry, you have to be knowledgeable. You have to educate yourself. You have to, whether it's social media, some of you guys use Twitter. I personally use Instagram, and I follow these brands and these businesses that I look up to, and I stay in touch with all these big businesses, and you know, I interact with them, and I tell them what they're doing right, what they're doing wrong, and just stay educated on everything that's happening, and stay alert of all these new brands, all these new trends, because you want to, it's almost like a chess game. You want to kind of predict what's coming next, because you're going to start to see patterns. So that's how you stay ahead of the curve. You're going to see a pattern. Maybe in particular, you see a shoe that just came out. You see a particular sneaker that came out, and you can stay ahead of the curve by creating a piece that matches that sneaker that you know is going to be hyped up. So that's an amazing tip right there, how to stay ahead of the curve.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
I love
That's a good
that
one.
example, yeah.
Yeah.
So the second question I have is, some really exciting news that just happened for us is that you got long-term vision into a couple stores.
Right.
So I wanted to know if you could give some of the viewers advice on maybe how you did it, how they could get their products into stores.
Okay. Well, for sure, it's a process. It's something that's not going to happen right off the bat when you start your clothing business, unless you have that backup in those relationships. But for sure, for me, it was creating the product, creating a community behind that product, people that already are regulars of your business and that support you all the way. And so once you have that down, you want to make sure that the actual product itself is in the level of the other brands that you're going to be competing with. Whether it's all the small details really matter, your tags, the quality of your shirt, the printing of your shirt. So once you have that down, it comes down to your networking skills. You got to put yourself out there. If you can't do it, find someone that could do it for you. Find someone that could stand in front of others and pitch your product to other stores. So thank God I'm social and I love networking. So I put myself out there, and I wasn't afraid to lose anything, because guess what? I don't have anything to lose. We started from literally zero. To finally getting in some stores was a really big accomplishment. So it's getting your product down, having the community to support you, and networking, getting yourself in front of those shops without showing any fear, and not being arrogant, but having that confidence of going in there and saying, you need us in your shop, because guess what? We have the people that are gonna give you more business, and it's gonna benefit you. Don't go in there with the mentality of, I want to be in your shop. No, it's not about that. It's how you're gonna create value to help the shop make more business, because that's what's gonna put you to the next level.
And last question, super simple, something that you've actually done a couple times already with a couple different brands, and that's advice to how they can even start with. Maybe there's a lot of people that are viewing this right now because they want to start a clothing brand but have no idea what the first steps would even be to take. Maybe you could give them a couple tips, whether that's really simple,
right?
Or
yeah. So thankfully, when I started, the reason I love helping is because when I started, the people that I did ask to help me, they didn't want to help, because everybody has their secrets, right? Nobody wants to give their secret sauce, and that's okay. But me, I struggled a lot, so I didn't want to see my friends and my circle struggle, so I gave them everything I knew. And I helped some people start their clothing brand they're really successful. Some of them are even, I feel like they surpass me, which is amazing, because you get to see them and help them from the ground up. And I think I'm more proud of that. So I started with really the basics, like, why do you want to do this? Whatever idea you have, you gotta know why you're doing it and who you're doing it for. And I would say second step is think of a really catchy, clever name, something that defines you, something that defines the people that you're catering to. And when you finally come up with that name, do your research, please. You don't want to be that brand that you look up on Instagram and there's 100,000 of you guys. I would say do your research, go on Instagram, go on Google, go on Facebook, and if you're thinking of a name, type that name up everywhere before you decide to go through with it, to make sure that whatever you want to offer is something new, something fresh, something that nobody has done before. And then step after that would be get your business license. Get that name trademarked. Get yourself protected for the long term, because that's going to matter more than anything. And if you guys have any more questions after that, we might make a second video featuring me, if you're okay with that. But that would be the basics right there. Once you have those three things, then we could start talking about designs and graphic designing and connecting yourself with the right people to create a concept for that product that you want to create. But for sure, the first steps is, what's your reason? Who are you catering to? The name, and making sure nobody has that name.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much, babe.
You got it.
I hope that was really helpful for you guys. I know that I've talked about this numerous times with George. Even when we're just alone, we conversate a lot about our business, because we both do have clothing brands now. So make sure you follow both of us at Long Term Vision, at Smell the Roses Official, and every single time we talk, I learn something new. So we'll definitely be making some more videos featuring him, since he's so knowledgeable about a lot of this. But if you guys have any personal questions, feel free to DM either one of us on our Instagrams, or even drop a comment below, and we'll make sure that we answer that in the next video.
Yeah. Make sure to follow me at Mr. Vision himself. If you have any questions as well, I will be replying to all of you guys, coming from Katie. If you're not subscribed, subscribe now.